November 2025, a quiet community went to sleep like every other night. No gunshots, no screams that anyone could clearly remember, no sign that evil was already moving silently in the dark. But by the next morning, a woman known and loved by many was lying lifeless inside her own home. Not just gone, but treated in a way that left even the strongest men in that community shaking. Based on my research concerning this case, one question kept disturbing my mind. Was this an ordinary attack, or was this something far more calculated, far more sinister? This is the story of the woman many people knew as Iyadupe and the night she never came back alive. Inside the Aba Alpha area of Boluwaji in Ibadan, located in Oyo State, there lived a woman whose name carried weight. Her real name was not as popular as the name people gave her. Everyone called her Iyadupe. She was a thrift collector, a woman who collects daily or weekly savings from petty traders and individuals, returning the accumulated sum minus a small fee at month's end. In communities like ours, this kind of business was more than just trading. It was survival, it was daily bread, it was dignity. People saw her almost every day, moving around buying items, negotiating prices, talking with customers. She was known, she was trusted, and according to residents, she was hardworking. But behind that hardworking image, I believe there was something else: routine, predictability, and sometimes predictability can make someone a target. According to reports gathered by leadership, the night started like every other night. Nothing unusual, nothing suspicious, but there was one small detail that later became very important. Iyadupe was not feeling too well that evening. She was slightly sick, and sometimes around 9 p.m. she decided to step out of her house. Her mission was simple. She wanted to buy bread, just bread, nothing small, something normal. Something nobody would ever imagine would be her last movement alive. Because from everything I have studied in this case so far, that moment she stepped outside, someone may have been watching her, someone may have been waiting. You see, this is where this starts to trouble me deeply, because based on the way everything happened, this does not look random. This looks planned. It is possible that the people responsible already knew her movements. They knew where she lived, they knew when she stepped out, they knew when she returned, and that night, when she stepped out to buy bread, that may have been the opportunity they had been waiting for. They could have followed her silently, kept their distance, watched her, and waited until she entered her home, alone, defenseless, unaware. The next morning, Wednesday, residents began their day like every other day, but something felt wrong. Something was not normal. Nobody had seen Iyadupe, nobody had heard from her. Concern started growing. Neighbors decided to check on her. Maybe she was too sick to come out. Maybe she was resting. Maybe she needed help. But what they found inside that house was something they would never forget for the rest of their lives. Her body was lying there, lifeless, silent, and from the reports, part of her body had been taken away. Her attackers did not just end her life, they did something more disturbing, something that made residents believe this was not ordinary violence. This was something else, something very, very darker. And as I analyzed everything, I could not ignore one painful possibility. She may have trusted her attackers, or they may have forced their way inside. But either way, inside that house, she was alone. No one to help her, no one to hear her cries, and no one to stop what was about to happen. The attackers likely acted fast, controlled the situation, and carried out their mission, not just to harm, but to take, to remove, to live with something and escape into the darkness, leaving behind a scene that would later shock everyone. The Aba Alpha community was thrown into mourning. People cried openly. Men who normally showed strength stood in silence. Women could not hold back their tears. Residents described the act as heartbreaking, inhuman, unacceptable. Many began asking questions. Who would do this? Why her? Was it about money? Was it about something else? Some rumors suggested she had money, but as I looked deeper, this did not look like ordinary robbery, because when robbery happens, attackers take money, they take valuables and leave. But this case looked different. This looked intentional, calculated, purpose-driven, which is why many residents believed this may have been ritual-related. Soon, the matter was reported. The Oyo State Police Command was alerted. Local security operatives, including the Omoteco Corps, were also informed. Community leaders demanded justice. They called on authorities to act fast, to investigate, to find those responsible, to make sure this kind of evil never happened again. But days passed, weeks passed, and according to available information, there was no official statement released immediately, no confirmed arrest, no clear answers, and this created even more fear, because it meant one thing: the people responsible were still out there, free, walking, living like nothing happened. And this is the part that troubles me the most, because crimes like this rarely happen without preparation. I think someone knew her. Someone knew our location. Someone knew our routine. This was not random. This was targeted. And if that is true, then it means this attacker was planned carefully, patiently, silently, until the night they finally acted. Today, our house still stands, but the life inside it is gone. Our voice is gone. Our presence is gone. The same streets she once walked freely now carry fear. Neighbors locked their doors earlier. People move more carefully, and trust has been broken, because when something like this happens, it changes everything. Honestly, as I end this report, I cannot stop thinking about a final moment. A woman who simply stepped out to buy bread, never knowing she was walking into her last night alive. Never knowing someone may have already chosen her. Never knowing she would never see another morning. Who did this? Why did they do it? Will they ever be caught, if I may ask? Because to date, nothing has been done. But one thing is certain: a life was taken, a community was broken, and a story that should never have happened became reality. May her soul rest in peace.
Ọmọ